Hi, I'm Debra Lee Baldwin, author of several books about succulents, and I am at Desert Theater Nursery, one of my favorite, mostly wholesale nurseries for large specimen succulents in North San Diego County. I'm here because the aloes are in bloom. Let's see what we can find, and I'll give you my perspective on some of these plants. Does that sound like fun? Let's go. Aloe van Belleni is a real champ in the garden. I think it should be grown more often. Orange, yellow spires, and at their base, those octopus-like leaves, green tipped in orange. These are butterfly agaves. Do you recognize them? Agave potatorum. The varieties. Whoa! Yeah. Something you don't see every day. Black stems on the flower spikes of this Smarlothii. Black. Well, I've never seen that before. Well, no, wait a minute. I have. I did see an aloe in a garden in Fallbrook that had that.
Now, if this barrel cactus could talk, what would it tell you? Well, the red tells you that it's greatest sun exposure, so that's south. If you move, you see how the color changes to green, so that's north. That means if your phone dies and you're lost in the desert, never mind moss on trees, you can ask a barrel cactus for directions.
If you are blessed to have an aloe this large and magnificent in your garden, what about the skirts? These pendant dried leaves that cling to the trunk? Horticulturists would tell you to leave them. Now it's common knowledge that men like cactus. Well, women like cactus too, because they are so beautiful. Backlit. Why else? This is Cereus Peruvianus monstrosus. Cereus, C-E-R-E-U-S, meaning it's a ceroid or columnar cactus. Peruvianus, meaning it's from Peru. And monstrosus, meaning it's all knobby like that. It's got some fruit on it. This is edible, and you can see where it's been pecked by birds. A really cool enhancement to your landscape, and this is about how big it gets. I'm guessing 8 feet tall. Meow. 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 If you've seen my video on Portulacaria afra, elephant's food from Africa, it really is eaten by elephants. You know I'm a huge fan for numerous reasons. This is the species Portulacaria afra, and this big mound next to it is the variegate. Now they look like they're the same size, but the variegate really is a lot more small and creeping, and this will get quite large. In fact, there's another stand of it here at the nursery I'll show you a picture of. Now, they're not called Mammalaria because they look like mammary glands. Yes, well, I thought that for years myself, but actually, well, they do and they don't. I mean, okay, I'm making a fool of myself here. Well, here's a Mammalaria. Look, you see those points that the flesh comes to? That's why it's called a Mammalaria. You can't really tell that on this one because it's so fuzzy. But underneath all that are similar nipple-like protrusions. Yeah, let's leave it at that. Hey, you see that pink off in the distance? That's Bocaria Rickervada in bloom. It's a tree succulent that carries its moisture in its trunk. Beautiful flowers. But how do we get over to it? You go first. Okay, here we are at this wonderful Bocaria Rickervada in bloom, and you can see the fat trunk down there that stores water, making it a succulent, even though it has thin, strappy leaves. And we should be able to look back to where we were. Now that is the nursery owner's home there. And this is one of the reasons why I don't want to encourage you to come out here and try to replicate this experience, because you know, it's private property, it's somebody's home, it's their backyard. Yeah, it's a commercial nursery, and of course they're happy for your business, but this is not a place to come on a casual outing. Hey, did you hear that? That's a hawk. Okay, here's a good opportunity to talk about the black rose Aeonium. At the base of the rosette, the oldest leaves wither and fall off, and that just leaves the stem getting longer and taller. So what you want to do is just snap these off and replant them. Well, that was probably only 2 or 3 plants at the beginning, and this is what they did over time. And so now what do you have? 50? I love mature jade. Yeah, nobody else does. They think it's common. They're bored with it. They've seen it too many times. But hey, you're looking at decades of growth there. And they start from cuttings. They prune themselves. Their branches wither and fall off, helping to open up the plant for better air circulation and sun exposure. This looks like a cultivar, probably Golem or Hobbit or the cross. There is a cross. So don't diss jade. I love jade. And this is what they do. Yep, it's that easy to propagate a cactus. Here's another way to do it. New growth will form from energy that's pumped up into it from an existing root system. Frost rolls down into canyons. And that's why if you live in Southern California, out where the citrus and avocado orchards are, and you're watching the news, the weather report, it'll say frost advisory, which is for those of us who grow citrus and avocados, because it means that we need to do something to protect our trees and sometimes valuable crops from frost. It also means if you grow succulents, most of them are going to need to be protected too. And frost will roll down and settle and then ooze over and go even farther down, so you can get as much as 10 or 15 degrees temperature range at the same time of the night. It'll be maybe 35 degrees up here, and then where that road is down there in that house, it might be 30 degrees, and then even farther down that canyon, it could be into the 20s.